Stop fucking.
Still not doing it?
No. Okay.
Good to go?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sweet. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Monday Fun Day here for the Disney Parks podcast. So glad that you are joining us. I'm getting my notifications all over the place. Excellent. Excellent. Welcome. Welcome. Yeah. So you ready to go? You got the other batons ready?
I got the batons ready.
Let's go ahead and jump into it. I got some packing I got to get to. So in today's show, we've got news about Disneyland Paris reopening, even more face mask updates for Walt Disney World, and some attraction closings, trivia, headline news, and oh, so much more, all in today's Disney Parks podcast.
Welcome to the Disney Parks Podcast with your hosts, Tony Casanova from DisneyByTheNumbers.com and Parkhopper John from WDWParkhoppers.com. Keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the podcast at all times. And get ready for the Disney Parks Podcast.
All right, everybody, welcome to the show. Before we get too far into it, I want to let you know about our good friends over at Destinations to Travel. Whether you're planning a family vacation, a romantic getaway, a destination wedding cruise, or a European adventure, or maybe you'd like to travel to all of the Disney parks around the world once you're able to, go to our good friends at Destinations to Travel and let them be your guide for your next dream vacation. The best way to get in touch with them is to go to DisneyParksPodcast.com/the letter D, the number 2, travel. That's DisneyParksPodcast.com/the letter D, the number 2, travel. Fill out a quick travel request, and someone from the company will be in touch with you as soon as possible. Look, guys, it's better to have them and not need them than to need them and not have them. So it doesn't cost you a dime. So check out our friends over at Destinations to Travel. Once again, that's DisneyParksPodcast.com/the letter D, the number 2, travel for Destinations to Travel. How you doing tonight?
Good. How about you?
Good. A little bit dragging a little bit all day today. Just I don't know what it is. I think it's just the weekend was busy. Had a great time. We had an amazing meetup this weekend, social distancing and everything. Well, let me go back. The meetup itself was good.
Yep.
The changes that were made were not great. It's awkward.
Yeah.
It's awkward as all get
Well,
out.
the character changes were awkward. The menu was fine. I like the food.
Yeah, menu was fine. Now, so we went to Ravello for the character breakfast. We took a crew of people.
Yeah.
Had a great
It's
time.
called Good Morning Breakfast with Goofy and his pals.
Yes. So thanks everybody who came out. Thanks to everybody at the Ravello for taking great care of us. So let me ask you a question. Did you order multiple items off the menu or just like one main dish?
Just one. That was enough.
I was thinking about ordering like 2 or 3 things, but I was a good boy because it was just like, price fixed. This is the amount.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a list of things. I'm like, could I have more than just this? Because this seems like a lot for just like eggs,
Right.
But it was fine. The food was amazing as always. The service was good. But
what we didn't get was the group picture of us with the characters in the front.
We did not get a group picture with the characters.
Yeah, that's what we should have done.
At no time were all the characters stationary.
Yeah.
Like, it was literally like a conga line for those guys. They came in, they stood away from people and waved, did a little dance, and then left.
Yeah.
And then they just rotated around all day 3 or 4 times. And I'm like, this is just really... We had a table of kids near us, and kudos to those kids, because if it had been me, I'd have run up on Mickey Mouse and hugged them and stuff. But
yeah.
So
I think the parents were trying to control.
Good job to those parents.
Yeah. They did a pretty good job.
Yeah. And it was great. As we record this, today is officially Jasmine's birthday, so happy birthday, Jasmine. She'll listen to this and she'll probably wreck the car, so she's like, I don't like it when people say happy birthday.
Oh,
like,
so
okay.
that's when we saying it.
Every year. I try to get her every year, so that's what I do. That's my thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall it was good.
Mhm.
I feel bad because it wasn't like the great meet and greet we've had in the past, but it was good to see Chef Fabrizio
Yeah.
showed up,
Right.
and so it's good. It's a good time.
I made the server go find him. I said, go find the chef. Tell him. I said, is he working today? Yes, he's in the back doing something. I said, when he has time, tell him we just want to say hello. So he came out.
Absolutely. I didn't see Ricardo, Chef
No,
Ricardo.
no, he was not. Matt was working.
Yeah.
He's usually out at PB&G, but I don't know why he wasn't. He was manning the line.
Yeah, I didn't see Ricardo. Got my
I
good.
think he's got his 3 weeks off. I don't think he's going to be there.
Yeah, he took some time off. That's right. He's my good friend and neighbor. So,
Did you tell Chef that he lives near you? You should have.
no.
You
I
should
don't
said I can keep an eye on him.
yeah, I can keep an eye on our boy if you need to.
Yeah.
I can rattle his cage. But no, it's really cool.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anything else you want to talk about
No.
for this week?
No.
I'm trying to think. Oh, the one thing that we did do was we went to the Lakeland Antique Mall. You ever been there?
No.
So I was watching YouTube, and there's a YouTuber that kind of come on the scene, and his videos are good.
You gotta send me the links.
Yeah, I will. And it was great, and they're fine. I mean, it's fine. He on the second video he did, he kind of landed on a word. Every other thing was nifty. Oh, that's nifty. Oh, look at this. This is a really nifty thing here. Oh, look at this nifty. So we made it a drinking game, which was a mistake because we were drinking high-end bourbon. And anyway, so yeah. So we went to the antique mall, and the thing is it's like it's a mishmash of, it's like your typical, like a
Flea market.
professional flea market, but in the back, it's just people have brought in like actual props from different places around Walt Disney World, and they had a lot of Christmas stuff there. So we bought some Christmas stuff. That was kind of cool. We're doing a Christmas in July next weekend in our house for our neighborhood, so that ought to be fun. And so it was really neat. And all around, there's all sorts of different Disney stuff. And they had your typical Funko Pops and
Right.
Coca-Cola and hunting and just the China and all sorts of really cool stuff. And I mean, if you're into Hot Wheels, if you're into model cars and just really cool dicky knacky kind of things, it was great up until we left. Let me tell you a little story, Tony. I didn't tell you this one. You're gonna love this. So this family comes in, and they wanted to rent a booth, and the people who run the place were like, "Sure, yeah, well, it's going to be this much money. How long you want to rent it for?" And they said, "Probably just the rest of the weekend, today and tomorrow." And they're like, "Oh, okay, so it'll be this amount of money. What are you guys going to sell?"
Oh boy.
And they said, "We've got some of this, we've got some of that, and we've got some theme park merchandise." And the lady said, "What?" And he says, "Well, we've got some theme park merchandise." They got really quiet.
Mm-hmm.
These were some of those people that went in and cleaned out Splash Mountain. And they just started carrying in bags and bags and bags of that stuff. And
I would have shamed them right there on the spot.
I was pissed. My wife wisely and on purposely did not tell me until it was too late. Mm-hmm. And I was like, "You've got to be freaking kidding me." So yeah. So that's what they did, and that's disgusting. I'm sorry, that's just disgusting.
That is. I would have shamed them right there on the spot.
Shame
on you! What the hell are you doing?
Shame. Ring the bell. Ding ding. Shame. That's a Game of Thrones alliteration. Anyway, so I guess there's nothing else we can do but get into shame. The news.
And now, Disney Parks Podcast News.
Well, if you're planning on going to Disneyland, don't worry. They've begun their phased reopening. It's begun.
Disneyland Paris.
That's what I meant. Disneyland Did I not say Disneyland Paris?
No.
Oh, that was a hell of a mistake. Maybe I should edit that out. Hey, if you're going over to Disneyland Paris, they've become, wow. half the chat room is just like, power? Anyway, the phased reopening of Disneyland Paris has begun over at Disneyland Park and Walt Disney Studios Park, Disney Village, and Disney's Newport Bay Club Hotel in Paris, France. And this includes enhanced health and safety measures in line with guidance from the French government and health authorities. Guests ride the Mad Hatter's teacups at Disneyland Paris. Guests take, that's not what I meant to read. Some experiences have been reimagined. Some provide a new way for guests to be part of the magic. And some will be temporarily unavailable and a return, hopefully at a later date. But the timeless magic and unique storytelling for which Disneyland and Disney Parks, Disneyland Paris and Disney Parks have been known will remain. So that's exciting. When you take a news story from the French websites, it's never a clean, article.
No.
So God love you for making that happen. So Disneyland Paris is doing their phase reopening. I don't know. Maybe have people bathe a little bit more often. That's my.
Wait a minute. I heard that. Oh gosh, where was it? Somewhere. Oh my God, I forgot what country. They are encouraging people not to bathe so that people will keep the 6 feet distance from each other.
Jeez, Pete.
Now that will be one stinky country.
Your country stinks. I know. We keep it to 6 feet.
You're on Google Earth. What's that plume coming off of Hong Kong? What is that plume of smoke? I know. Nobody's bathed in that country for the past month.
Why does everybody here look like Pigpen from the Peanuts?
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Oh, they're walking around. That'd be great.
All right, talking about phase reopening. The phase reopening of Walt Disney World Resort continues with the Epcot and Disney Hollywood Studio opening. It's time for imagination and adventure with the phased reopening of Epcot and Disney's Hollywood Studio.
Adventure is out there.
Go get it. As the parks take their deliberate and responsible approach to this next milestone, Disney cast members are ready and waiting to help guests discover worlds both real and imagined once again. Important updates have been implemented at Walt Disney World Resort to promote enhanced cleaning, physical distancing, reduced contact. Please remember, attendance is currently limited and managed via the Disney Park Pass reservation system. Face coverings are required for all people ages 2 and above. And it was nice to see the kids in the resort with those on, too.
Yeah.
And temperature screenings are required for entry.
Nice.
So, anybody go? Anybody? Bueller?
Bueller?
Yep. Okay.
No? Nobody? All right, fine. That way. All right. Walt Disney World policy updates.
Oh, boy.
See,
you knew this was going to happen because I said it.
This is the thing, guys. We have, on occasion, gotten some comments from people in the past that we tend to be negative. And it's not that we tend to be negative. We just read stories and our brains
that are negative.
And when they established these rules for masks at places around Walt Disney World, you knew that the enterprising intellectuals that are the Disney fans would figure out a way around it. As much hullabaloo as there is about what's going on with these masks all around the state, you knew that some enterprising Disney fans would go, there's a way around that. I gotcha. What?
Me? I said it.
Yeah. Tony called it. So Walt Disney World website has updated the wearing of mask procedures and face coverings while eating and drinking. So prior to this announcement, people were going to Disney Springs and you have to wear a mask unless you were eating or drinking. So what people would do is they would go order a Starbucks and they would walk around all day with Starbucks, even if there was nothing in it, and they just walk around it, and then they would have their mask on. So they would give the impression that they're drinking something and they didn't have to wear their mask. And Disney was like, we're smarter than that. So information added to the, quote, face coverings portion of the section of the Disney website entitled Top Things You Should Know now states that guests may remove their face coverings while they're eating or drinking, but guests should be stationary and socially distanced in order to do so. Yes.
So you just stop every 3 feet.
That's right. The policy regarding the usage of neck gaiters and triangle-shaped bandana facial coverings is also found in this section of Walt Disney World's site. Both gaiters and opened chin bandanas are not approved face coverings at Walt Disney World this time. So all you bikers out there that were putting the bandanas on are all you cowboys, the cowboys and,
all you woodies out there.
All you outlaws. The details also state that face coverings are not a replacement for remaining socially distant from others, as those pictures that Disney showed you. People are bunching up. Not smart. If you'd like the latest information regarding the phased reopening of the parks and resorts, please check out the Walt Disney World Resort reopening information and updates page. So here's the other thing.
Have you seen that page?
It's long.
It's very long and dubious.
Yes. So here's the other thing. So people were going into restaurants, and the second they were walking in, they were taking their masks off. I'm guilty of that. Mm-hmm. I was guilty of that. I'm sorry. But what they're saying now is you're not allowed to take your mask off until after you've been seated. Mm-hmm. And then if you go to the restroom, you have to put your mask back on. Mm-hmm. So none of that makes sense to me. If I'm in a restaurant and my mask is off at any time, I'm spreading the germs. But
you're spreading the germs.
So anyway, just put a mask on, kids. Yeah. I'm sorry. Or don't go. That's the thing. Yeah. I've got friends, and we've had so many arguments about it. They're not going to change the rule. If you don't like masks, don't go. It's not a right. It's a privilege. There's no way around it. Send all your cards and letters to parkhopperjohn@gmail.com, and I will summarily delete them. Yeah. There's no way around it. There's no argument.
Yeah. I'm surprised Disney went to the extent that, you can only take it off when the food comes to the table. Otherwise, you have to have the mask on at all times until the food arrives at the table. I'm surprised I haven't gone that far. I really am. There's
going to be Disney police offering out mask citations. That'll be the next thing.
Absolutely. All right, so Adventure by Disney now extends cancellations through September. So I think the last time we spoke about this was August. Now they added another month on this. ABD just canceled all vacation departures through September 30th. Previously, vacations were only canceled through September 15th, so now they bumped it out. Guests may choose to receive a full refund, or they can transfer their funds to another ABD in 2020 or 21. Guests who wish to transfer their travel credits should do so Monday, August 31st, 2020, or a refund will automatically be issued to the original form of payment. There are over 35 ABDs available with reimagined trips in Australia, Austria, Czech Republic, which is where I want to go, Spain, Ecuador, Amazon, Galapagos Islands. In addition, in 2021, Adventure by Disney announced the addition of New Zealand, Portugal, Grand Europe, England, France, Italy to their lineup of available destinations. Note, this does not impact guests on the September 19th Iceland adventure or the September 21st Arizona and Utah adventure.
Nice.
So apparently there's not a pandemic happening in Arizona or Utah. Or is there?
No comment. Oh my goodness. I'm going to Wichita, Kansas. God help us. Yeah. It's interesting to see the countries that they're canceling. I've got a cruise booked. It's not a Disney cruise, but I got a cruise book in December, so I'm starting to wait and wonder, they're canceling
October they'll either cancel or it'll go. I think.
And the funny thing is I have to pay it off in September, and I'm like, how am I gonna do this? Anywho, we just got done recording a couple shows for our Patreon community. If you're not doing anything on Mondays, of course, we want you to come here at 8 o'clock, but at 7 o'clock, we do the Extra Magic Hour show for our patrons live. So You can come check that out if you're a patron, and you can only be a patron if you go to patreon.com/Disney Parks Podcast. If you'd like to support the show and help us to do some really cool things, that's the way to do it. So we definitely want to thank our current patrons. We have a new show for people at the $10 level. It's the Disney Plus Podcast. People seem to like that. We talk about all things Disney Plus. We've also added another level that if you like the Disney by the Numbers T-shirt club shirts, you can support the show and get a T-shirt delivered to you each and every month. You don't have to do a thing. There it is. It just magically appears on your doorstep. So we definitely want to thank all of our Patreons and encourage you, if you want to help us out, go to patreon.com/Disney Parks Podcast.
Alrighty. Last week, John, we had a trivia question, and it was, what was the original name of Mama Melrose Restaurant?
Did we have an answer this week?
We did have an answer. We had a lot of interesting wrong answers.
Oh, really?
Yes. I think people were Googling and not getting the correct answer.
Bummer.
But the original name of Mama Melrose was the Studio Pizzeria.
Really?
Yes. And it was only open for 3 months.
Huh. That's weird.
Yep. I think it ranks it with one of the quickest open and close of a restaurant on Disney property. And our friend Amy got it, as always.
She's on the ball, man. I'm telling you.
Yep.
She's going to own everything that we give out. She's going to have we're going to have to.
Well, she can send it back to us, then we'll resend it back out.
Yeah, there you go. That works.
All right, so this week's trivia question is this. What is the name of the mountain at Typhoon Lagoon? If you know the correct answer, send that to a Parks Podcast at gmail.com.
Interesting.
Disney Parks Podcast at gmail.com.
Hey.
All right.
All right. So we want to make sure that you join us for our new interactive show.
We're not going to do it this Thursday. I'm taking Thursday off. Yeah, I got to do. Yeah, I got to do something. I got to do something for a nonprofit event on Friday that I'm doing.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Since you're out, I'm going to take it off.
Yeah. All right. So we're not going to do it this Thursday, but
next Thursday, I got a good one: attraction posters.
Yeah, we're going to do attraction posters, and then we're going to get into what we should be also doing as well, doing the debate stuff too. I'm looking forward to some ideas apart with you. So that'd be fun. So come check us out. We're here every Monday night at 8 p.m. for the Disney Parks Podcast. And then we do the infotainment show on Thursdays, but we're taking this Thursday off.
Right.
So, all right. Disney has confirmed a permanent closure for Primeval Whirl, Rivers of Light, and Stitch's Great Escape. Stitch's Great Escape is gone. Just kidding. It's not my favorite attraction. According to Twitter, Disney announced that 2 Walt Disney World attractions, a one-night time spectacular, would be closing for good. Stitch's Great Escape in Tomorrowland at Magic Kingdom has been changed to a character meet and greet, and then switched to a seasonal attraction on and off over the years, and it closed in 2018?
Something like that. Yep.
And it's been closed permanently. They kicked Stitch out. He's no longer Ohana. He gone. Primeval Whirl at Dinoland USA at Disney's Animal Kingdom has also been closed down. It's done, which is not shocking. It's been down for a while. There was some funky stuff that happened for like 4 months, and it never came back. And so there you go. And then since Disney's Animal Kingdom opened recently, the park has been closing at 6 p.m. And it has been confirmed, yes, that Rivers of Light is to be permanently discontinued. Mm-hmm. That's the rumor that we've heard, yes. Yep. So we talked about that in the extra Magic Hour show. This is not a big shock that Rivers of Light would go away.
Right.
They need something there, and what they did was not cutting it.
That's right.
In our opinion. So what do you guys think in the chat room, in the comments? Let us know. How do you feel about Stitch's Great Escape, Rivers of Light, and Primeval Whirl closing?
Right.
Not sad about Primeval World because that thing would break my neck every time I rode it. So
Yeah.
I did not enjoy it
Yeah.
personally.
And I'm not sad about Rivers of Light.
No, I'm kind of not either. I hate that people, are losing jobs and all that stuff. That part I hate, but I am not missing that attraction at all.
Right. So if you are a pass holder here in Florida, additional theme park availability for annual pass holders was released at Disney World. In order to be allowed into the park, you need a Walt Disney World theme park pass. Not only do you need a ticket, you also need something from the Disney Park pass system. Okay, so ticket in one hand, park pass in the other. The new system has 3 categories of ticket holders who are able to reserve days. Theme park ticket holders, which are day guests. I'm sure they get priority 1. Disney Resort guests, priority number 1. And then annual pass holder, bottom of the list. As of last Wednesday, there were no dates available for pass holders to enter any or all of the theme parks until the end of August. Early Thursday morning of last week, availability was showing on some of the theme parks through the end of July and all 4 parks at the beginning of August. Obviously, the availability is changing by the second, so if you are an annual pass holder looking for July or August dates, go get them. And I was doing some playing around on there today with that too, and it seems like some parks in July have availability, and then a little bit more in August.
Right.
And it's kind of weird. Like the studios, obviously, is like the high demand right now. Very little dates for the studios, but the Magic Kingdom had dates, which I was kind of surprised with. So I think everybody's that didn't get on Rise when it was open is now trying to get on Rise. So I think everybody's trying to do that.
Here's hoping.
Yep.
Here's hoping.
Yep.
I overheard, it's a rumor, I've heard the number is 9,000
people a day.
Yeah, in the park, in a given park.
Yeah.
That would be, that's pretty impressive. I mean, that's a low number, but I mean, dude, that's no wonder it looks like a ghost town.
Right. It's almost like the After Dark event.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Except they left the lights on.
We'll leave the lights on for you. Spaceship Earth changes and Cherry Tree Lane project are both missing from the Epcot experience, which is some sad news. Guests visiting the newly reopened Epcot have discovered that the Epcot experience is missing a few details, a couple things. There's no evidence of the changes announced for Spaceship Earth or the Mary Poppins themed Cherry Tree Lane project set for the United Kingdom. But the Orlando Business Journal has confirmed that Disney has said that the Cherry Tree Lane project is on hold for evaluation. The Epcot Experience, located in the Odyssey Events Pavilion, is an immersive look at Epcot from before it opened to now and beyond, highlighting some of the future projects scheduled for the parks. While few details or timeline have been released for Cherry Tree Lane, construction was to begin on Spaceship Earth in May. 2 months into the coronavirus-related closure, the attraction reopened along with the rest of Epcot in its current form, and that's probably how it's going to stay for this foreseeable future. So, those of you who are upset they were changing it, great.
Right.
It still needs a little bit of work.
Mm-hmm.
Needs a little zhuzhing up a little bit. So, but hey, you can only do what you can do.
Right. I'm surprised they even opened the Epcot Experience thing.
I know, right? It seems like a tiny space to have a lot of people in.
Yeah. I mean, if you were going to cut things out like you did, why didn't you just keep it closed?
Right. Just
shut it down. Why did you spend the time editing film that is not going to happen?
I know. I know.
I
don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Well, it gave somebody something to do over the closure.
Yeah.
Walt Disney World here in Florida now also detailed extension and refund options for annual pass holders. So listen up, pass holders. Now that theme parks have started to reopen, Walt Disney World has detailed some additional extension benefits and refund options available to pass holders. We know that many pass holders are excited to get back into Magic, and we're eager to see our cherished pass holders too. We also recognize that park reservations will change the way many of our pass holders use their pass. With that in mind, we are offering these alternative options to manage your pass. Pass holders who have paid their annual pass in full have two options. Receive an extra 30-day extension on their pass in addition to the time added for the theme parks being closed. Okay. This is the default choice, and the extension will automatically be processed in the coming weeks. Instead, pass holders may choose to cancel their pass. A refund for the remaining days of July through the pass expiration will be processed. However, the pass will remain valid through August 11th. Pass holders on a monthly payment plan also have two options. Receive a 30-day extension on their pass. This is the default option, and the extension will automatically be processed in the coming weeks.
Nice.
Or, instead, pass holders may choose to cancel their pass. Monthly payments will stop after August 12th, but any payments made between July 11th and August 12th will be refunded. Passes will remain valid through August 11th. The above are the only available to pass holders who have not already canceled their pass and are only available through August 11th by calling the VIP pass holder support line at 407-939-7277. Expect refunds to the original form of payment to happen in mid to late September. Refunds to another form of payment will take longer.
Oh, yes.
And
yes.
Our friend Sam had sent me an email that he got this email with these two buttons, stay, cancel, or go kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I did not receive one of those. Not that I care. I mean, mine expires in a week and it's going to go anyway. But it was just interesting that they were sending this email with these two buttons, and you select one, and that's,
Should I stay or
should I go now?
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so awful.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
So, I mean, they're trying to, but it's just that weekends are very hard to get for the park pass. They're very limited, and if you can only if I'm guaranteed 7 days a week in my contract, and you're only giving me 3, there's 4 things missing from the contract.
Yeah.
There's 4 days I'm not getting. So I just don't understand that. Why are they limiting pass holders to 3 days? Why can't we get 7? We paid for 7.
Right.
Crazy, weird thing.
Well, and that's the thing. They don't have to come right out and say that. They say, look, put your name in.
Right.
If you get tickets, great. If you don't, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But, there's no reason to just penalize everybody. But that's the way they play it. So that's fine.
Yeah.
In there are days when you just wonder about life.
Mm-hmm.
2 NBA players have tested positive for COVID-19 while in quarantine here at Walt Disney World in the bubble.
Mm.
How is this possible?
Don't know.
I have a theory, but
right.
I cannot say it on the show. The NBA has confirmed that 2 of the 322 players at the NBA campus in Walt Disney World have tested positive for the COVID-19.
Right.
2 players were never out of quarantine and have now returned home or to isolation housing. Mm-hmm. In testing that happened prior to arriving at the NBA campus, 19 NBA players tested positive since July 1st. These players never left their home markets and would not travel to Orlando until they are cleared under the CDC guidelines and NBA rules. Play at the ESPN Wide World of Sports complex is set to begin with scrimmages July 22nd through the 29th, and then games starting on July 30th.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so did you also hear that the NBA made a anonymous hotline where any NBA player can call and snitch on any of the other NBA players breaking the rules? They opened the phone line and they immediately got 12 phone calls.
Really?
In seconds, poof, 12 people. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
Hey, I saw somebody in the hall.
Yeah. I've got comments, but I refuse to make them.
I know your comments. I know what you're thinking. I agree with you.
Bro, seriously.
Yeah. The other thing too that I've seen a lot of them doing is they're ordering food from Uber Eats. So that's how they're getting their extra food that they want, and it could be coming from somebody that's contaminated. That's going into the bubble.
I have a sneaky suspicion it's not the food that they're ordering.
Well, it's the people.
I didn't say that.
Right. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I'm glad. Okay, so let me say this. I'm glad that the NBA's here. I'm glad that Disney's figured out a way to help the NBA get their season going. I don't understand why it's the NBA and not. It'll be interesting to see what they do for football season, and that's great. But they just seem to be very. They're not going to be able to live their lives normally. And some of them seem to be very unhappy about that. Well, hey, guys, you can either get paid to play,
right,
or don't get paid to play, which is your choice.
Yes.
You came.
Right.
What did you expect?
Right.
4 seasons.
Yeah, you knew the rules. You knew what it was going to be like. You were going to be stuck in your little space when you were not playing.
Yeah, and I'm sure that Disney has bent over backwards to try to make.
I think so.
It's accommodating as possible.
Yeah,
but
I saw some pictures and video of their game room. I was like, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
I don't get that when I go on vacation to Disney World. Anyway, all right. So on-ride photos. This is an interesting one. On-ride photos will not be provided to guests not wearing their face mask on the attraction.
That'll show them.
So guests visiting Walt Disney World theme parks, while face masks are required to be worn at all times, other than eating or drinking or swimming, should be aware that if they remove their mask in time for the on-ride photo, it will be captured. That image will not be shown or provided to them in their My Disney Experience account. So now somebody has the job of going through all the photos. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Oh, no mask. Okay, delete. Oh, no mask, delete.
Mm-hmm.
So according to a report on CNN,
of all places,
yes, get not even a Disney blog. CNN got this story.
Fake news.
Yeah. Guests will not receive their ride photos if they were not wearing their mask on the ride. The public relations director at Walt Disney World confirmed with CNN that the company has an existing policy of suppressing photos if someone is doing something unsafe on the ride, such as not wearing a mask, which is consistent with their policy. So this will happen on Space Mountain, Splash Mountain, Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger Spin, Pirates of the Caribbean, Seven Dwarf Mine Train, Twilight Zone, Rock and Roller Coaster, Slinky Dog, Expedition, Everest, Dinosaur, Frozen, Ever After, and Test Track. There you go, kids.
Can I ask a question, Tony? Because this is in the ballpark that I am not very strong on.
Okay.
You have the pass. Well, for another week, you have the pass that includes everything, right?
Correct.
So you have the photo pass stuff.
Correct.
That you pay for.
Correct.
So you don't have to do anything. You pay for those photos. You can have photos.
Yep.
Everywhere there's a photo pass opportunity, you're supposed to have
tap and go. Yep.
That you pay for.
Mm-hmm.
Those photos.
Mm-hmm.
That you pay for.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Correct.
So Disney's going to say, you're not wearing a mask, so you don't get your photo.
Correct.
But I paid for that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have a way of suppressing those photos because you're not wearing a mask. You're doing something unsafe. Well, you're riding a roller coaster. Technically, that's unsafe to begin with. Let's just forego that argument.
Right.
And I understand, for all of you people who are like thinking that I'm anti-mask, I'm not. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
But you're riding a roller coaster. Many of these are open air,
Mm-hmm.
and I understand we're trying to keep COVID-19 at bay. But for Disney to say this again, this is another one of those things. It's like the passes.
Mm-hmm.
We're paying for 7 days. You're only going to get 3. We're paying for all of our photos, but you better have a mask on, because if you don't have a mask on,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to get your photos. But we
Mm-hmm.
pay for that stuff.
Right. Well, here was the thing. So there's a theme park in Tokyo, and I forgot the name of it, but they were asking all their guests not to scream and yell on the roller coasters, because that would open their mouth and allow droplets out. Even though they were mandating everybody to have masks on, you couldn't scream or yell while you were on the coaster, because that could let excessive droplets out of your mouth.
Then what good's riding a roller coaster?
I don't know. I don't know. I could sit in a laundry basket and ride that down my stairs, if that's the case. If that's the case.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm just
In news that's making me very unhappy that I decided to go on a diet, local bakehouse is lined up for Disney Springs. News broke a couple weeks ago about the new entry coming to Disney Springs. What happens when you add a red-hot Orlando bakehouse to the international offerings at Disney Springs? Well, we're going to find out in a few months after the announcement that local cult favorite Gideon's Bakehouse is going to be opening a flagship store here in the Disney Entertainment Center. The wildly successful East End Market business was recently announced as one of the next Disney Springs tenants, following success as best place to go to get a cookie, according to the Boston Globe. It's the best place to go
I thought you were going to say the Boston Donut.
You got a pocky car and a cow pocky. Go over and get a cookie at the bakehouse. And the Daily City had a mouthwatering preview of the new Showpiece store recently, with the additional news that the local sensation will ramp up its typical offerings with an extended array of cookie flavors, tall cake slices, a range of iced coffees to pair with their baked goods, and a hot cookie hour each evening.
Nice.
Owner Steve Lewis, who started the business out in his kitchen in 2011, moved before moving to the East End Market in 2016, insisted, and I'm quote, "We're proud to be representing the creative Central Florida small business scene, which has grown so much over the past decade." Here's what we can look forward to when the new store opens later in 2020. In addition to their signature half-pound cookies, which prior to this announcement you could find over at the Polite Pig. We've all been there, and it's... an interior featuring a whimsical Victorian design that builds on the original location, that takes its inspiration from artists like Edward Gorey and Disney's Haunted Mansion theme park ride. An immersive, entertainment-filled queue that will share the Gideon's Bakehouse story with guests as you progress towards the counter. Design led by the renowned Studio 407, who have worked with the new Tri-Circle D Ranch at Disney's Fort Wilderness, Studio 47. Disney. It represents a singular success for one of the local businesses despite the current pandemic, as well as a mouth-watering addition to the Disney scene. Gideon's secret, of course, is that everything is fresh made on location, and once they sell out of a particular cookie for the day, it's done. They don't ship, and the later you arrive, the fewer your choices. So make a note to get there as soon as you can for 2020 and stand by for new cookie extravaganza. But the best secret weapon they have is our good buddy Patrick is going over there, and he's working with them as well. So that's going to be an amazing experience.
I'm just so number one, when I read that article, I was like, wait a minute. So the people that designed a horse barn are now designing bakeries? That seems a little weird.
Studio 407 does way more than that, my friend.
Okay. That was number one. Number two, so what's going to happen? Like by noon, there's going to be no cookies? What are they going to be selling? Air? I got this bag of air for you?
They're going to be baking stuff throughout the day.
Yeah, but they're saying if the cookie's gone, it's sold out. It's sold out.
Yeah. I mean, they're only going to be baking X amount of cookies throughout the day. So if there's a mad rush at 7 o'clock at night, they're going to be done. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just read the news.
I,
But
I mean, I know like in East Market, it's like by 12 or 1, they're done. They're closed. They go home because all the cookies are gone. But you can't have a business at Disney Springs that's supposed to be open till 10 if your cookies are all gone by noon. What do you do in the store for the rest of the day?
There's another news story that came out that they've brought in Chef Christy Carlucci
Okay.
from the Osprey Tavern in Orlando.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know that joint.
She's a big old amazing pastry chef, and they
Right.
brought her in. She was a finalist in the Best of Orlando Best Desserts, and she's been revered by food critics and bloggers, and everybody loves her. And so she's going to be part of this as well, and it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. I don't know how they're going to work it out, but they're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
Patrick hasn't told me.
All right.
I don't know.
All right. I just think that they're going to have some cookies in stock all day. You know, the specialty cookies, yes, I can see them going. You know, like this is the cookie of the hour or whatever.
Right.
And when it's gone, it's gone. I can see that, but I think like I don't know,
The
half a
problem-
dozen cookies you're going to have as regulars
Correct. They'll probably
to
have
fill
like
the shelves for the rest of the day when I can't get the regular special.
the big chocolate chip, the peanut
Right.
butter chocolate chip,
Yeah,
the
the
big
coffee
mainstay,
crumble one or whatever.
white macadamia nut kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll probably have.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Another one has fallen. Another little soldier here.
This was sad.
Yeah, the Pop Gallery at Disney Springs is closing after 15 years. The store will close on July 30th, so get one good glance in there. As announced in a post on their Facebook page. It says, Friends of Pop Gallery, this July 30th, 2020, Pop Gallery at Disney Springs will close its doors after 15 years. As a follow-up to Hoi Paloa,
Hoi polloi.
the Uncommon Gallery at downtown Disney's West Side. It was there from 1997 to 2015. Pop Gallery at Disney Springs opened upon invitation of Disney Senior Vice President Bud Dare at the Walt Disney World Resort. Pop Gallery has had the privilege to inspire millions of visitors from all over the world to become art lovers and art collectors. Although their doors are closing, they are excited to announce their new online gallery. So they invite you to continue your love of art and artists on their new website from the convenience of wherever you are. On behalf of the Pop Gallery and the team, they thank you for 15 amazing years of doing what they love and the opportunity to share it with you. Our Pop Gallery family will look forward to seeing you online, and here's to continuing the magic. Sincerely, the Pop Gallery team.
They won't be seeing you in the parks. They will be seeing you on.
Yeah, exactly. They're doing the opposite of what we're doing.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's a sad day, man. I mean, I think I love that store. There's some really cool things there, but I've never seen anybody buy anything.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody walk out of there with a bag of anything either. Unless they just ship it all, because some of it is pretty big stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I was always interested in, and I never did it, and I should have, was they had when they maybe it was years ago, they had some Dr. Seuss drawings.
Yeah.
Some signed pieces of Dr. Seuss art, and I was like, ooh, I would really like one of those.
That would be nice.
You know, and I never pulled the trigger. I should have.
Well,
anyway. All right, what's next, Mr. John?
Character experiences are coming this summer to Disneyland Paris. Oh, yeah. New character moments, selfie spots are coming this summer at Disneyland Paris, and will continue to offer new entertainment experiences to their guests. Here's what awaits the park when it reopens. Well, it's already reopened. Here's what awaits park goers when it reopens. Man, I hate these French articles. Guests can once again visit Disneyland Paris to see or pose with favorite Disney, Pixar, and Star Wars characters, and now Marvel superheroes, sharing a special moment in a new indoor immersive selfie spot while maintaining physical distance. Kingdom of Arendelle Enchanted Moments and Animation Celebration. Take selfies with Kristoff and Sven, then Elsa and Anna, or stop by a frosty spot to have some fun with Olaf. Magical selfie moments with at the Animagique Theater. You can approach the stage to take selfies with some memorable characters from the show, Mickey and the Magician. Marvel Heroic Experience at Studio Theater. You can capture a moment meeting Marvel superheroes. Mickey and Friends selfie spot at Mickey and Meet Mickey. Enter the Meet Mickey. Mickey and Friends selfie spot where you can meet Mickey Mouse. Enter the Meet Mickey Mouse pre-show and take selfies with Mickey and Friends on stage. Star Wars selfie spot at Starport. You can prepare for an out-of-this-world selfie with characters that are famous across the galaxy. In addition to these selfie spots, characters will be everywhere in Disneyland Paris, from theme parks to the Disney hotels. There will also be plenty of outdoor selfie opportunities and surprise appearances, so keep your eyes open and your camera handy. Showtime at the Lucky Nugget Saloon, the one show that I hate that we didn't get to. For July 25th, Minnie Mouse and Goofy will be waiting for you at the Lucky Nugget Saloon for a festive lunch full of surprises. This 15-minute interactive show will be performed on the restaurant stage several times a day. To celebrate the occasion, the restaurant will offer a brand new menu. And later this summer, Disneyland Paris will celebrate the long-awaited return of The Lion King, Rhymes of the Pride Lands, and the Jungle Book Jive. More details will be arriving soon. That's exciting times over in the land of Paris.
It is. I think Jamming in the Jungle, I don't know if that's new. I think that's something they had before, if I'm not mistaken. I thought I remember us talking about it when it first opened.
Yeah, the Jungle Book, Jungle Jive.
Yeah.
Can't say that word anymore. All right.
Well, you can in Paris, just can't here
Yeah,
in the States.
sure. But it sounds better. This is Jungle Book Jive.
Dave.
Hey, kids, how about a little headline news?
And now, the headline news.
All right, this first one I thought was very interesting. Now, this former Disneyland president, Michael Colgazer, is going to head Virgin Galactic.
He's got his sights on the stars.
Sure, we can't put anybody in the park, but we can put them in space. Let's go try that.
We can put him on Mars, buddy boy.
Yeah.
From the Earth to the moon.
Out in California, the entire state, we're talking about, closes now gyms, salons, and more in some counties. Bars and indoor dining is closed statewide again. I think they're going back on a lockdown, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Hong Kong Disneyland announces closure due to the second outbreak of the COVID-19. Disneyland begins canceling hotel reservations through August 8th. You can probably go to September 8th. I think you'll still be fine because I don't think the state's going to open up.
Yeah.
The Pirates League over here in Walt Disney World has now been transformed into a cast member break room and will not reopen to guests.
Wow.
Pirates League is done.
Yep. We knew that was.
Yep. Q refurbishment. Construction walls are now down over at It's a Small World in the Magic Kingdom. That'll be nice. And hey, remember that whole thing with the fuel rods, John?
Yeah, totally.
Free swaps, not free swaps.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently, if you bought your fuel rod directly from Fuel Rod and you have a receipt or an email, then you are considered a founder and will not have to pay for swaps. If you bought your fuel rod at a park, then you are not a founder and you will pay for swaps. Well, mine now doesn't go back into the park. I will charge it myself at home.
Yep. That's what happens.
So, Disney World fuel rod machines are now displaying founders notifications to remind guests of their free lifetime swaps. I tried going on the website and it said, do you have a copy of your receipt or a copy of your email that you can prove that you were a founder? I was like, no.
No.
No, I don't keep every email, ever.
I don't keep every receipt ever.
Ever.
Although you probably
Ever.
should.
I should, but I don't. So I was like, oh, well, I got myself a rechargeable fuel rod.
We knew it was coming.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we knew it was coming.
Right.
So. Anywho, what do you guys think about that? We've got a lot of news this week, a lot of things coming. Hey, guys, look on the bright side. It's not all negative. Come on. Does it get any better than that? That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
Come on, if you're a fuel rod founder, you got free swaps for life.
Speak up, man. It's free swaps for life or until they decide that you founders are going to have to pay 50%. And then after a couple of years,
maybe Disneyland's going to have a new ride on Virgin Galactic. Who knows?
He doesn't work for Disneyland anymore. Now he works for Virgin Galactic.
He can reach out to his friends in the parks and go, hey.
Hey, Bob and Bob.
Yeah.
You've been co-chairs for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
You know that's coming.
Since the COVID started in 2020.
That's right.
And it's 2030.
That's right. Yeah, God help us all. So yeah, let us know what you think. Come find us over on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all at Disney Parks Podcast. Please visit our home over at DisneyParksPodcast.com, where you can see all of our links to our amazing friends and sponsors like Destinations to Travel. You can go to DisneyParksPodcast.com/2. Reach out to our amazing travel sponsor buddies. And if you like the show, you want to help support us, you want to keep the show on the air, please go to patreon.com/Disney Parks Podcast. Sign up and get not only some amazing rewards, but you're going to also get up to three shows that you can't hear anywhere else, but over at Patreon. And Tony, is there anything else you want to know? No. Like we say, we don't see you online. We'll see you in the parks.
The Disney Parks Podcast is not affiliated with the Walt Disney Company. All Disney parks, attractions, lands, shows, event names, etc. are registered trademarks of the Walt Disney Company.